A while ago, I started a series called The Wall of the Roses, A Game of Tones, where I painted 6 versions of the same painting, each with a different underpainting color. Since then, my filming, editing, and speaking in front of the camera skills have improved immensely. So I wanted to do it again because I have all of this footage that I never got to use, and I still think that it was a great exercise. So if you're interested to learn the difference, stick around. If you're wondering why you might want to use an underpainting color, let me break it down into 2 parts. The first layer of paint is a sheer wash of color called an imprimatura. This unifies the entire painting. It makes color show up brighter and more opaque. And for me, it's another layer in addition to my fixative that seals in my drawings, keeping it from smudging. It also minimizes any imperfections that I have in my drawings, such as smudges or grid lines or areas that I might have erased, things that I don't want to show through on the final layer. The second part is the underpainting, and this is a light to dark color scale that will help you establish the values in your painting. For me personally, I've been doing the underpainting less and less because I do such a detailed drawing that it acts as an underpainting, even with the imprimatura over top. But for a lot of people, the underpainting is where they start sketching, where they figure out their values, they map things out. So it's still a good skill to have. Each underpainting color has its own vibe, so I thought if I did 6 identical pieces with the underpainting being the only difference between them, the differences would really stand out. And I was right, they do. This is the Raw Umber underpainting. This is the underpainting color that I used almost exclusively up until very recently. It's extremely neutral, so it works well with most colors. It's kind of like bread or pasta. It's a mild flavor vehicle for toppings. And while that neutrality is great, I wanted a little bit more punch to my paintings. And when you compare the Raw Umber to something like a burnt sienna underpainting or an ultramarine underpainting, you can see that the colors almost look dull. Now, if that's the vibe that you're going for, this is a great option, but this is also a good option if you're someone who wants to build up your colors using other techniques. For me, I'm using it less and less, but it will always hold a special place in my heart. This is the grisaille, which is basically a grayscale. The grisaille has been and always will be very popular because it forces you to look at only value in the same way that a black and white picture does. I've used this a couple of times. This work in progress is one that I used a grisaille on. This is another one where I used a grisaille. But what I found is kind of like the Raw Umber, it's a little bit dull for what I'm going for. Also, since I do a very, very detailed drawing underneath all of my paintings, I'm kind of already doing a grisaille with the pencil. So in a way, I'm still using this method. I'm just covering it with a variety of imprimatura colors. So I would say experiment with the grisaille a little bit, whether it's in the painting grisaille or something like a drawing like I do. See if there's a way that you can utilize it. So for me, the grisaille is going to stay in my toolbox. This is the Raw Sienna underpainting. This is fast becoming my favorite underpainting to use. It's still neutral-ish, but there's a lot of warmth to burnt sienna, and that's really what I needed in my paintings. With the burnt sienna underpaintings, the warm tones stay warm and the cool tones really pop. Overall, it's just been very pleasant to paint over top of. And if you look at the burnt sienna, you can see how much glowier and warmer everything looks compared to a raw umber or a grisaille. I've used this in quite a few underpaintings recently, such as my in-progress painting of the bean. You can still see along the trees in this building where that underpainting is. And for this, I used a mixture of burnt sienna and magenta as the imprimatura color, which you can see right here. And then I used burnt umber as the actual underpainting. And I'm very happy with the results on those so far. So for now, that is definitely my favorite. This is the magenta underpainting. Magenta is a very popular underpainting color right now, and I can see why. It's really vibrant and fun, so it's great for social media, and it gives a really bright, energetic feel to a painting. For me, I don't know if I'll use it straight like this again. I'll never say never. It's just a little bit too vibrant for what I'm going for. But like I mentioned when I was talking about burnt sienna, I did use a mixture of burnt sienna and magenta on this imprimatura, and I'm very happy with the results. For me personally, I find magenta to be a really great booster for other colors. So even though the results weren't something that I personally would want to replicate, it was so much fun to do because pink just makes you smile. This is the Ultramarine underpainting. There's a piece that I'm drawing out right now that I am 100% going to use this underpainting for. What a vibe. It's moody and dark without any of the dullness that I was getting from the Raw Umber and the grisaille. So yes, this one is definitely going in my rotation, but I'm going to use it strategically for nights, storms, winter, dungeons, dark, moody things. But there is an artist who I've seen who uses a blue underpainting in a very vibrant and energetic way. Her name is Maddie Grace Art on Instagram, and I'm sure she's on the other platforms as well. Definitely check her out, but fair warning, it will make you want to go to the East Coast for shellfish. And finally, this is the combination underpainting. This one was pure experimentation. I used a Raw Umber Imprimatura over the whole thing to keep it very neutral, and then used the opposite of each of these colors as the underpainting. I just wanted to see if it would make the colors pop. And honestly, it was kind of a letdown. There wasn't enough uniformity to the piece itself, and while the colors did pop, it was no more or less than when I was using other underpainting techniques. Now, using the green underpainting on the hand is a specific technique. I think it's pronounced verdacchio, and I've seen it work beautifully. So it might be something that I experiment with a little bit more before I completely write it off. And this one was easily the most fun to do because it had the most colors right from the word go. So I would still say that experimenting with different underpainting colors in the same piece, it might be fun. Just maybe on a piece where you have low stakes. And so those are my roses. I hope that it was entertaining and that maybe you got inspired to go and try out some new underpaintings of your own. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I would love to discuss this topic more because I really do feel like a good underpainting is such an impactful part of a piece. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you when I clock out.